Kim Soo-Hyun and Kim Ji-won's family secret, what no one knew until now. When fans first saw Kim Soo-Hyun and Kim Ji-won together on screen, it wasn't just about the chemistry. It was something deeper, something that felt almost too natural, too genuine, as if they had known each other far beyond the confines of the set. It wasn't just the way they looked into each other's eyes or the quiet warmth between them. There was something behind it, something fans couldn't quite put their fingers on. And now, it seems the truth behind their incredible bond is finally coming to light. A truth that connects not only their hearts, but their families in ways no one ever imagined. Kim Soo-Hyun and Kim Ji-won have always been the type of stars who exude grace even in silence. They aren't the kind to flaunt their private lives or create noise in the media. But their connection has always sparked curiosity. Every glance between them, every gentle laugh, seemed to hide a secret that fans couldn't stop talking about. Some said they were just colleagues. Others swore there was something more. Yet, no one could have predicted that the secret tying them together would come not from a new romance, but from their family pasts. Stories that reach back years before either of them became the beloved icons they are today. It began when old acquaintances of both families started to talk quietly within industry circles. Rumors whispered of an old friendship between their parents, one that dates back to when Kim Soo-Hyun's mother was a young woman chasing her dreams in Seoul, and Kim Ji-won's parents were running a small family business in the same neighborhood. They weren't just familiar, they were close. In fact, sources revealed that Kim Soo-Hyun's mother used to babysit Kim Ji-won when she was a little girl, long before either of them became household names. It was a detail so personal, so unexpected, that even devoted fans were stunned when it surfaced. It turns out their families shared more than just proximity. During their early years, both households supported each other through difficult times. Kim Soo-Hyun's family wasn't wealthy. His mother struggled as a single parent to raise him, working long hours to provide the best for her son. Meanwhile, Kim Ji-won's family was known in the neighborhood for their kindness and generosity. Whenever Soo-Hyun's mother couldn't make it home in time, Ji-won's parents often stepped in to help. The two families grew so close that, in some ways, Ji-won became like a younger sister figure to Soo-Hyun during his early school years, though neither ever spoke publicly about it once their careers took off. Fans might recall how comfortable Kim Ji-won seemed with Kim Soo-Hyun during their drama promotions, how they shared inside jokes and quiet laughter that no one else quite understood. At the time, many assumed it was simply good chemistry. But now, in light of their family connection, it seems more like the reunion of two people whose lives have long been intertwined. What's even more heartwarming is how both of them have quietly continued to support each other off-screen. While they rarely make public statements about their friendship, people close to them say that Soo-Hyun often checks in with Ji-won's parents whenever he's in Seoul. It's not a celebrity act, it's family. He even attended a private memorial service for Ji-won's late grandfather years ago, long before the public knew of their closeness. Those who were there said he stood quietly beside the family, offering his support without attracting attention. When Kim Ji-won was filming some of her more emotionally draining roles, such as those that required intense crying scenes, she reportedly mentioned in an interview that there was someone who always encouraged her to act with truth. Fans thought she meant a director or a senior actor, but many now believe she was referring to Kim Soo-Hyun. He had always been a source of comfort to her, reminding her of her own strength and the values their families had instilled in them. Even more touching is what has been revealed about the way both their mothers still stay in contact. Neighbors who knew them back in the day said they often call each other on holidays, sharing updates about their children's successes and well-being. It's almost poetic that while the world watches Kim Soo-Hyun and Kim Ji-won as fictional lovers on screen, behind the scenes, their real connection is built on years of family love, loyalty, and shared history. But of course, with any revelation comes speculation. Once news of their family's connection began circulating online, fans started to wonder if this was fate playing its part. Could it be that their reunion on screen wasn't a coincidence at all? Some fans believe the emotional authenticity in their acting came from the comfort of working with someone who had once been part of their childhood world. Others see it as destiny, that maybe life was gently weaving their paths together all along, from family ties to professional partnerships. Interestingly, there's also a story about how Kim Soo-Hyun's mother was one of the first people to encourage Kim Ji-won's parents to let her pursue acting. When Ji-won was in middle school and showed interest in the arts, her family was hesitant, but Soo-Hyun's mother reportedly told them, "If she has passion, let her try. You'll never know how far she can go." Those words stayed with Ji-won's family, and they became part of the reason she took her first audition seriously. Years later, when she stood on stage accepting awards, her parents couldn't help but recall that simple conversation that changed everything. Now, seeing both Kim Soo-Hyun and Kim Ji-won rise to global fame, fans can't help but feel a sense of awe. Their connection isn't a scandal or a rumor. It's a story of how family, kindness, and time weave lives together in ways the world rarely sees. It also sheds light on why their bond feels so genuine, why even the smallest glance between them feels loaded with emotion. It's because behind every smile, there's a shared history, one that began long before the cameras rolled. Of course, not everyone knew about this. The two stars have always been private about their personal lives. They preferred letting their work speak for itself. But those close to them say that even though they keep things discreet, they deeply respect each other's families. During recent promotions, fans noticed that whenever Soo-Hyun was asked about Ji-won, his tone softened, warm, almost nostalgic. And Ji-won, in turn, never fails to speak of him with admiration. To the public, it's professionalism. But now we understand it's something more tender, a silent acknowledgement of where they both came from. Their story is also a reminder that fame often hides the simplest truths. Beneath the glamour, they are just two people shaped by love, support, and shared memories. Their families once leaned on each other, and now, as adults, they continue to carry that connection in quiet ways. It's a rare thing in the entertainment world, a bond untouched by gossip, built instead on gratitude and genuine care. There's a particularly moving story shared by an old neighbor who remembered the two as children. She said that during one stormy evening years ago, Kim Soo-Hyun's mother had been delayed from work and couldn't return home on time. Ji-won's mother brought little Soo-Hyun into their home to keep him safe. He reportedly sat beside young Ji-won, who was drawing at the kitchen table. That night, they laughed over snacks while the rain poured outside. Neither of them could have known that years later, they'd grow up to become two of Korea's most beloved stars. It's almost like a scene from one of their dramas, only this one happened in real life. Even after years in the spotlight, that simple act of kindness seems to have shaped how both of them view relationships and family. Fans often comment on how humble and respectful both Kim Soo-Hyun and Kim Ji-won are. They never forget their roots, and perhaps it's because those roots are intertwined. Industry insiders also shared that when Kim Soo-Hyun was going through a difficult time emotionally, particularly during the years when he faced heavy public scrutiny, Kim Ji-won's mother quietly reached out to his family. She sent words of encouragement, reminding them that brighter days were ahead. That small gesture meant a lot to him, and those close to him said it's part of why he holds such deep respect for the Ji-won family to this day. Now, with both of them standing tall at the peak of their careers, their family secret no longer feels like something to hide. It feels like a beautiful truth that adds new meaning to everything fans have seen between them. They aren't just co-stars who found magic on screen. They're part of a bigger story, one rooted in decades of kindness, loyalty, and shared history. As their fans, it's heartwarming to realize that sometimes the most touching stories don't come from scripts. They come from real lives and real connections. What Kim Soo-Hyun and Kim Ji-won share reminds us that fate often works in quiet, mysterious ways. Their families once stood side by side through ordinary struggles, never knowing that one day their children would make the world fall in love with them all over again. So the next time you see them together in a drama, remember this secret that no one knew until now. Every smile, every shared laugh carries the weight of something real. They aren't just two stars playing roles. They're two souls connected by a family bond that time could never erase. And to all our wonderful viewers, thank you for watching till the end and sharing in these beautiful stories with us. Behind every screen moment, there's always more than meets the eye, and it's your love and curiosity that keep these heartfelt truths alive. If you felt touched by Kim Soo-Hyun and Kim Ji-won's family secret, remember to like, share, and stay tuned for more emotional stories that remind us why we love them so deeply. Because in a world of fame and fleeting moments, sometimes the most powerful connections are the ones built quietly, long before the spotlight ever found them.